welcome to BAYFOCUS. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have a great program planned. Periodically, we really try to show you some organizations that are a little bit different from some of the ministries that we have on the program. These are organizations that are partnering with the faith community, but they also have other aspects into the community, and they're secular organizations, but they work closely with the faith-based community. And that's our program today. I'm so excited to have Family Promise of Pinellas County back, who partners with churches regularly. That's what they do, to house homeless families. And we're going to talk to them a little bit later in the program. But we're going to start the program today with one of the most unique organizations and things that I've ever seen happen to get into prisons and help people in prison, that I am just so thrilled to have been told about. And it's called the Red Tent Women's Initiative. And you need to hear about this and the story behind this and what the Red Tent means. And to tell us about it today is the founder of the Red Tent Women's Initiative, Barbara Rhode. Thank you so much for coming on. And Barbara is a marriage and family therapist who just had a vision and a goal and something that a need that you saw that needed to be filled. And you brought with you, who we'll talk to in a little bit, Audrey, who is going to tell us her story and how she works with the Red Tent. Audrey M, we're going to go by.
Okay.
And you have an inspiring story to tell. But Barbara, tell our viewers, first of all, what is the Red Tent and why Red Tent and how you got it started?
Well, thank you. Thank you. You know, being a marriage and family therapist, I've heard for years clinically, especially from women, how isolated they were feeling, how detached from family, friends, and their support system. So that worked on me for years in private practice. And then I was able to work at Goodwill Corrections for 5 years. I went in and worked with the inmates there and helped teach life skills and do some mental health assessments. And I watched how the mothers there, especially on visiting day when their children would come, how the moms who were under Department of Corrections authority would visit with the children, but then there'd be this whole process of separation when the children had to leave, if the moms were lucky enough for their kids to come. So I worked there contractually for about 5 years and really felt like we need to do something different in our criminal justice system. And then I read the book, The Red Tent by Anita Diamant, which is all about how during biblical times, women were welcome to go into a red tent in the middle of the community or village and heal when they were going through changes, when they were depressed, when they were suffering, and how the men would leave food at the flap, which would help the women, and other women would go and share their stories, and it would be a healing process. And I started to say to myself, we need some red tents in the world. We need safe places for women to go to when they're hurting. And I thought especially women who are incarcerated, because this is a huge issue. But it wasn't until I went to an estate sale in my neighborhood, only a few blocks from my house. And I was walking around the estate sale and pretty quickly felt like something's wrong, something's different here. And I ran into a neighbor who told me that the reason everything was for sale was because the woman had committed suicide about 6 weeks before. And she was a wonderful woman in her 50s, and it was after a bad divorce. So I thought, well, I'm going to leave. And for some reason, I just got pulled kind of into her bedroom. And I went into the woman's bedroom, and I was just going to send her some thoughts and prayers. And there on her nightstand was a copy of The Red Tent.
Yeah.
I bought the book for 50 cents. It's in my office. I came home and said to my husband, I need to start a red tent. And I want to start it at the Pinellas County Jail because that's where women are most in need. So with his help and encouragement, I went down to the jail in 2012 and met with program services and said, I have an idea. I want to start a class for women. And I'm willing to pay out of my own pocket to hire a part-time teacher and a part-time group leader. And because I wanted continuity. And I would be going in as a volunteer every week. And doors opened. Within a few months, doors opened. And we were able to start 2 days a week. Now we're 3 days a week. Our classes are 4 hours a day from 11 to 3. And we surround the women when they're with us with hope, encouragement, information, resources, and they create things with their hands while they're in our class.
Okay, while you're talking about that,
Yeah.
I'm having some throat issues, but
Yeah.
I want our viewers to see this. This is one of the things that they make while in prison, right?
They
When you
can
go
if they
in.
want. They can make pillows, they can
Yeah.
make bags, and whatever they make while they're in jail, we put into their property. So they take it home.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
But a lot of the women continue with us afterwards. So we have opportunities afterwards for them to sell their created crafts. But whatever they make in jail is theirs just to take home.
So when you go into the prisons and into Pinellas County Jail exclusively, this is a
right.
Pinellas County Jail program.
Right.
And what do? You talk to the population, say this is what it's voluntary, I'm sure.
It's all voluntary, and I was warned that they wouldn't come.
And that's what I'm
Yes.
asking. How did they respond?
And I was warned because women are very depressed when they're incarcerated. Over 90% of the women are moms of young children, so they've been separated from their children. Most of the time it's because of substance abuse. And what I've learned clinically is the substance abuse started because of the cycle of trauma, undiagnosed, untreated. Well, within 3 weeks, in 2012, we had a waiting list, and we've served over 1,100 women. They come and they go back to the cells, and I'd love Audrey to share a little bit about that.
Yeah,
they go back and
it's a good
share,
time.
sign up.
So tell us your story, what happened?
It was like life-saving for me to keep from being so depressed, and it was bad enough just having to be there. So, but 3 days a week, we got to go, look very much forward to it, and be gone for the 4 hours. But it was a safe place, a place to feel safe, where you could vent, socialize, kind of have something in common with somebody, because inside the jail cells, it was hard to have a conversation with someone. Everybody has a story, an issue they're going through and stuff, but you would get the support and you could just vent at Red Tent, And so it was just a good feeling. And be able to do something with your hands, I think that's really important.
Yeah, that's a stress buster right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. And
yes.
when women can do things with their hands, they produce more oxytocin, a really important brain chemical that helps them feel safe and secure. So that's why we included this.
Mm-hmm.
So when they get in this group, then do you find, obviously you have people coming in and helping you too, don't you have volunteers?
We do. We have
that
volunteers.
come and speak
Yep.
to the group?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So when they come, when you have different professionals that come in and or just people that come share or some
Share their stories.
yeah, different stories. So then, do you find that some of the women, such as what Audrey did, they start connecting with each other more so too, plus the people, your group that's coming in?
Right.
Maybe some walls are coming down a little bit?
Yes,
Between
that would
people?
be true. And it takes some longer than others, of course,
Yeah.
But yeah, you could talk. It's like you get in a circle, still sewing or knitting or whatever you're doing, but yeah, you get relaxed. It's,
I never knew when I read this story, your background in doing this. Red Tent, I never knew this. I did not remember this from Old Testament or anything.
Right.
To where there was a safe place where women could go to get away and to take that concept and take it into the prisons.
Yeah.
But you don't stop there. When they come out, what do you do then?
Well, and this came from the women after a few months of doing Red Tent in the jail. The women were asking, but I want to continue when I leave jail. And a lot of them really need the support when they leave so they won't end up going back. Recidivism rates are very high.
Yeah.
According to the jail, about 70% of the population ends up going back within 6 months to a year. So we've started community support groups. We have different community support groups, Clearwater and St. Pete, open to any woman in need, where they can come and continue to create while they're getting the support, learning about resources, job openings. And then we also have a free clothing closet in collaboration with the St. Pete Free Clinic at the Baldwin Women's Residence in St. Pete. They can come shop for free. It's beautiful.
Fabulous.
So we're always looking for donations for that.
I can't believe how much this has taken, you know, how you've gone in just one step
Taken
after
off.
another.
I know.
And doors that have opened. All right, you have
Amazing.
but all of this requires some funding, and you have a fundraiser coming up, and you had
We do.
some needs that tell us about the fundraiser, and then how our viewers can help you too.
The fundraiser is being done by St. Michael's Church, Catholic Church in Clearwater, and it's a fashion show on Saturday, April 14th. So if anybody's interested in attending, please just call us or call St. Michael's.
Yeah, and that is a good way, because that's the fundraiser can help. But you have a
Yes.
specific need you're trying to raise.
We do. I'm just a volunteer for Red Tent,
Yeah.
and I maintain my private practice and my own family life. We're trying to raise the funds to hire a full-time director. We have a wonderful woman who's doing part-time directing for us as assistant director, but we're ready to grow more, expand to other jails,
Yeah.
and do even more, and we need to be able to pay her for full-time work.
So I know this is probably a question that it doesn't even really need to be asked, but it's got to be something that the sheriff's department and the law enforcement, everybody's just thrilled with.
The sheriff
You have the
supports what's
support.
going on in the jail, yes.
Yeah.
So he's now paying for our classes in the jail.
Wow.
And our teacher is through PTC, Pinellas Technical College, which is even more amazing because that means our women are enrolled in PTC. So when they
Wow.
leave jail, that educational door
Wow.
is wide open.
That I
That's
did not
been
know
an-
that. That's a
That's
huge
been amazing. That took a few years, but
step.
yeah.
Oh
it's
my
been
gosh,
great.
that's tremendous. Well, I want to thank you both for coming on, and Audrey for sharing your story too. This is, again, something that I was just so unique when I saw it. Here's a marriage family therapist, for marriage and family. And am I saying this right? I want to say it. Marriage and family therapist, get that right.
That's fine.
Who just is in private practice, and by your own experience
Yeah.
and different people you had dealt with, all of a sudden sees this huge hole. And just like you said, Audrey, and you see a hole, you're
Right.
supposed to fill it.
That's right.
You know, you
That's
just
right.
see a hole, you
Yeah.
fill it. Don't
Yeah.
wait for
Yeah.
people to ask, you
That's
see it.
right.
So I want to thank you both for coming
Thank
on the
you.
program
Thank you.
today.
And thank you for
And
having us.
yeah, I mean, it's just terrific. And I want to say to those of you watching too, this is a great organization. If you can help them, particularly financial support right now and the fundraiser coming up, but just contact them, see ways that you can help year round. They want to partner with churches and with the faith-based community, and to really get the word out that this is available, that this red tent is available in prison, the Pinellas County Jail, for those that need it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Bay Focus. Hello, I'm Darlene Greenlee, and I want you to make room in your schedule each week to tune into Bay Focus. We are going to highlight local events, ministries, concerts. Reporter Brooke Larson goes behind the scenes at some of those concerts and talks to the music artists, local pastors, ministry leaders. Tune in each week. I'll see you on the next Bay Focus. Well, we are going to pursue another interview right now along the same lines of these organizations that we are featuring today are really getting out and meeting the needs of families and people that really need a hand up and an opportunity to come back into society and recover from some things that they've been through. And we all know the situation of homelessness in our country, but here in Central Florida too, it definitely have issues and needs. And Family Promise of Pinellas County is who we're going to talk to right now. I just wanted to just give you a brief overview. It's a secular local affiliate, nonprofit, dedicated to serving homeless children and their families in Pinellas County, and they do this by partnering with the faith-based community. And we're going to find out how they do that, and means churches in particular and other religious organizations. And we have with us today to talk about Family Promise Reverend Bob Piercy, who is part of the Family Promise of Pinellas County Board. In fact, I believe you are president of the board. And you are pastor of Lakewood United Methodist Church. And then you brought with you Nikki Hen. Am I saying Hen right?
Hain.
Hain, okay, Nikki Hain, who is case manager, full-time staff with Family Promise of Pinellas County. We're going to find out how both of you work with this. And Nikki, you have your hands full. We're definitely going to talk about what that means to be able to follow these families as a case manager. But before we do all of that, Pastor Piercy, I want you to give the overview of what Family Promise of Pinellas County does. I know we've had you on the program today, the organization, in the past, but I know that we have many viewers that don't know what this is and how you work with homelessness in this area.
I'd be glad to. I would first like to say our executive director, Jennifer Sunshine, would have loved to have been here.
Yeah.
Her mother passed away this past week, very unexpectedly, and so we're
we
holding.
miss you, Jennifer. I wish you could come.
Thank you.
Some good people, though.
Thank you. Family Promise, as you said, is a national organization. We are a local affiliate that has been in operation for about 2.5 years or 3 years, what we do is that we have host churches, although it could be another organization. We're working right now with Eckerd College, who might become a host over a period of time. And we have support congregations. We identify families with children who are homeless. They come into our program, and for a week at a time, they are housed at one of these faith-based organizations or one of these host organizations. They arrive at the host organization about 6 o'clock in the evening. They're given supper. There are people with them to spend time with them in the evening. They stay overnight at that organization. And the next morning they're picked up by our van and taken back to our community center where Nikki's job begins, and she works with the family to help them find jobs, to help them begin to work on housing. There are courses and classes that are given to help them with life problems. The children are taken on to school, and if they have a job, they go on to work. They then come back and go back to the host church. After a week, they will go to a new host congregation, and then the support congregations or the support organizations help the host. They may provide a meal, they may provide some people, etc. They are with us as long as it takes. The average time is probably 2 to 3 months, and then as soon as we can find them adequate work, have them the resources so they'll be able to go on, and we can find safe, sustainable housing, they graduate, and then we maintain contact with them through a developing aftercare program.
This is just an incredible organization and undertaking, and so important to have these. I like the distinction. You have the host congregations, and then you have support, and that means when you say support, that can mean staffing, like people come and volunteer, or this is a financial commitment. How does that work?
It's mostly staffing. The difference generally between a host congregation and a support congregation is the support congregations may not have the room available to house the people for the time. We are dealing with either 14 people or 4 families, whichever is larger, at a time. And so we have to be able to house up to 4 families. So the support congregations or organizations may say, gee, we don't have the room, but we could help provide a couple meals during the week. We could have some people come and stay during the given hours that are needed. They may or may not support financially to Family Promise. They don't provide financial support to the local host, but they will have their commitment. And all of these congregations, all these organizations have made commitments to Family Promise of Pinellas County that they will be part of the work. All of the volunteers are trained.
Oh, that's
they have to go through training before they're allowed to be with the families, just so we make sure everybody knows procedures and knows the ways in which we want to relate to our guests.
Well, I like the distinction with the 2 congregations, and so I wanted to clarify it because that really allows any size church, smaller, that maybe don't have the bigger facilities, but they want to get out and make a difference. They can partner with you and support and staff and engage their congregations in helping people. I love that. And Nikki, we've talked a little bit about it so far, but I want you to take it to the next level. The goal here is self-sufficiency. You're trying to get these families, and these are exclusively families with children, and you're not really dealing with single adults, or you're trying to work with families at this point. You have to focus on one area. You're the case manager, and that means that you're following these families all the way through the process, right? What has that experience been like? Have you always been able to get them where they need to go?
Yeah, so we look at kind of where they want to be in the end, which is, as you mentioned, independent, sustainable housing, for them to be able to provide that for their family long term. So not just finding a house, but how can we keep it? How can we pay our bills? How can I keep the kids in school and this job? So normally that's the number one reason that families are homeless, is lack of affordable and safe housing. So we look at that end goal, but we know that just finding housing isn't the overall problem for them. There's a lot of barriers in the way. So on day one, when the families come in for their initial intake process, we look at what are kind of the bumps in the road for you. What are your barriers and that's stopping you from getting to this end goal? So throughout their process of being at Family Promise, we identify all of those, whether it's lack of childcare, don't have a job, unreliable transportation, and budgeting, and then also maybe counseling services. So I'm able to provide referrals for our families to these services that they'll need.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask. Are you then, when you're working these cases, are you then partnering with other organizations to try to find placement, and, like, for example, job training or job? You have some connections with others.
Yeah, absolutely. Pinellas County is amazing in just how everyone works together, especially working with homeless families and individuals. You know, we may be able to provide for something that another organization can't, and so we really figure out how to work together. We have, through one of our congregations, it's called a Ready for Hire closet, and so families can go there and parents can pick out clothes that are appropriate for interviews or jobs that they may have.
Wow, I've never heard where that's like focused on that.
Yeah, so we have different little nooks and crannies of that. We work with another organization, Clothes to Kids, which is clothing for kids, and we're able to provide a referral for families to go and shop there, and all of the children will get free clothing.
Yeah, well, these are just like the essentials. Which I'm making sure we don't run out of time to talk about here. Speaking of essentials, is the fundraiser coming up. Tell us about the gala. I don't know who wants to go with that.
I'm going to let Nikki tell most of the details on that. Suffice it to say that this is one of our major fundraisers in the year, and we rely primarily on private donations and commitments from our hosts and so on and so forth. So it costs something to run these programs. And Nikki will give the details on the gala, because I can't remember dates.
Yeah, it's coming up April 28th, which is a Saturday at 6 p.m. We have tickets available on our website, which is fppinellas.org. Tickets are $50 each. You'll get food, drinks. There will be a raffle, kind of an open auction. So we're working on getting some raffling off items. I'm glad I actually mentioned the Ready for Hire closet, because we're going to have a fashion show at the gala.
From
so it'll be
those items?
Yeah, so you can see what clothing our families are able to pick out and be able to wear.
You know, it's really important that, that's a great, that, even people, if they wanted to donate to that, to if we've got some professionals or people watching that have something that might work for that type of closet.
Yeah.
I love that. That's very unique to me. That it's targeted to job interviews. I think that is so cool. All right, so our viewers can come and support the gala, and then year round, how can they help you too? I mean, they can access the organization to the website and find out needs, or just contact you?
Certainly. It's one of the things that we love about this organization. We have over 1,000 volunteers who are working with Family Promise. When you add together the host congregations, support congregations, people that come and help us in the office, people that drive our van, people who move the cots each week, et cetera. So there's all kinds of opportunities for volunteerism, and that's the lifeblood of what keeps Family Promise going. So through our webpage, the phone numbers, call in and talk to us. Congregations can use the help. I'm a host congregation. I can always use people who can help.
Right, and and I'm thinking too, if we've got pastors watching or churches watching, you have some regulars of that are your regulars, the host congregations. But could a church come on and say, maybe we don't want to do this regular, but we can do it quarterly, or we can do it like periodically? How does that work?
Yes, most of our host congregations house our guests 4 times a year.
Okay.
We have some congregations say we can only do it twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is there flexibility?
We have congregations, we've had a congregation that said to say, we're just not going to be able to continue it on. And so there is always some turnover, and we can always we have slots for any congregations who are interested in helping. We can use them as support congregations. They may become host congregations. And again, it's not limited to just, we have all denominations and we have other agencies as well.
You're open up to it. Okay, it has to be we're out of time, extremely rewarding, I'm sure, to see families come through this and get their lives changed and back on track. Thank you both.
Our high point is graduation night.
Oh, I bet. Awesome. Thank you both so much. We'll be right back. We're going to show you on screen again how you can find out more about the gala, and then we'll be back with more Bay Focus. Well, I hope you'll get out and support the Family Promise of Pinellas County. What a great organization. If you're a church and you really want to say, well, we'd like to partner and get involved with them, it would be incredible. You do an incredible work. And then also the Red Tent Women's Initiative in Pinellas County Jail. Again, so creative, and how they're getting in there and providing a safe place for women in the jail. I love that. Thank you so much for tuning in each week. Please keep Bay Focus in your line of communication. If there's something you want to let us know about here in the community, please contact us. We'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on social media. We will see you next week. God bless you.